Diane Richards walking around Wales here, and I'm in Fairwater, Cardiff, and I'm talking to Jim Hobby, and Jim is ex-Cardiff City, Welsh Schoolboys, and he played in Merthyr with John Charles. So we're going to talk to Jim about his career and his memories of football. Jim.
Morning, Di. How are you?
Yeah, good mate. Yourself?
Fine, thank you.
Excellent. So Cardiff City and Nigel Rees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blast in the past. Oh, wait, Nigel.
Yeah.
It is,
Didn't he cross the? Didn't he make the cross
for Brian Clark, Real Madrid,
for Brian Clark to score that one goal?
My best story. While we're on the subject now,
Yeah.
before I forget, best story with Nigel. We were all apprentices, all on £5.43 a week.
£5.43.
Yeah.
Wow.
If we played in the Welsh League, I think we used to have it was a pound win bonus. If we were in the reserves, it was a £2 win bonus, etc. Anyway, Nigel got promoted into the first team as an apprentice on his £5.43 a week, and back in the day we used to get paid on a Wednesday. So you can imagine the following Wednesday after the Madrid game, of course, 50,000 Indian Park.
Yeah.
Nigel puts a cross in, he's all over the papers, brilliant, you know. we kept his feet firmly on the ground, I can assure you. Anyway, come Wednesday payday, we all goes in, and we're all just waiting for Nigel to come in from the secretary's office. Yeah. Come on in, Nigel, open your wage packet. Oh no, come on, but open it up. £100 cash.
Never.
After tax.
Yeah.
As a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And there's a son of £5. And you know, today, like, obviously people will laugh, you know.
Yeah.
Mr. Rashford.
A lot of money in them days.
£3,500 a week, you know. It's it pales into insignificance, but that was but no, Nigel, lovely fella. He started off playing rugby, didn't he, allegedly?
Ponty de Ben, I think. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, he had a Welsh Schools cap.
He had a Welsh
Schools cap. Yeah.
Scrum half. I was fortunate. I was a left back. Nigel left winger. So back in them days, you used to help each other out, and he wasn't shy in helping out Nigel. Great.
So Nigel and I played squash together. So that's how I know him. He was good fella, good player, excellent.
He was one of the what we call it the West Wales Mafia. Used to come down and training together. It's been Nigel, Alan Cooch from Neath, I think. Alan
Britain Ferry.
Britain Ferry, yeah. And then the other one then, a senior pro, was Leighton Phillips. Who
He went on, didn't he?
Welsh International Leighton, lovely fella. But that was the West Wales Mafia. They'd come up with one or two of the Swansea boys.
I remember Cooch. He was because I used to train my uncle Mal used to train in Britain Ferry, and I used to go training with him in the 1970s in the barn in Hengut. And Cooch was about to tell a dirty joke. And my uncle put his hand on his shoulder. No. That's my 13-year-old nephew there. Don't tell it. Lovely fella.
Characters and MD.
Yeah.
It was lifelong ambition. Football has been my life, you know, ever since.
It's a great game, isn't it?
You know, I wasn't very academic. I wasn't stupid, but it was sport. It was everything. My mum and dad used to go and concentrate on your schooling. You know. But I was very fortunate. I was in successful sides, ran roads, and said the under-11s, represented Cardiff boys under-11s. Went up then to what they call intermediates, under-13s, represented Cardiff. Followed on then under-15s, Welsh trials. I got selected for the Welsh team, the Welsh under-15s, and two claim to fame that year. We played England at Indian Park, and we happened to win. We won the game 2-1, and we found out after it was the first time Wales schoolboys had beaten England in 2021.
Yeah. Oh years. Wow. Yeah.
So that was
a good win.
Feather in our cap.
Yeah.
And the double bonus of that year was England used to invite a nation to play a game at Wembley. What they used to call a celebration match.
Yeah.
And that year, fortunately, it was our turn to play at Wembley.
Oh, wow.
So we were all sweating on being selected with the squad, and got selected, played the game. Can't remember much about it. I mean, you talk about you get nervous the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. So what position were you?
I was left back then.
Left back?
Centre half on my side. But
so were you a clogger or a skillful full back? What were you?
I was fair. Firm but fair. Not a lot of people agree with me, but no.
Were you left-footed or you?
Oh yeah, natural left-footed.
Yeah.
That's what they loved.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I was in the same side as Phil Dwyer. Like Phil was, when we got up to Cardiff boys and the Welsh Schoolboys, Phil stayed centre half. I moved over to left back, and then, as I said at the time, well, as a 12-year-old, got spotted by the old scout Harry Parsons, John Parsons' dad, and I think it was a 6-a-side tournament at Blanderfields, and he pulled me to one side and, what are you up to? Pardon? He explained he was a scout for Cardiff City, and they were inviting me down for training, what they call it, sign as schoolboy forms, you know, amateur schoolboy. So you had to sign these little forms, and basically after school on a Tuesday and a Thursday night you go down training. You know, as I said, we used to change in Ninian Park. That was as far as we got to the pitch. You know, we used to play over the road over the park, or as I said at the time, City owned, well, didn't own, they used to lease, I think, Coronation Park down in Sloper Road. I think it's where Grange Albion play now. And then also the Dewey family owned Corinthian Park in Llanderf Road, where they used to play all the Welsh League games. So it was great playing, and one thing another. Anyway, one Thursday night I remember walking in the ground to change, and the manager Jimmy School was there. You never should see him, obviously. He'd be after, 5-6 o'clock at night type of thing. And he pulled me into his office, straight away, guilt complex. I'm like, what have I done? You know, tell me off if I've done something wrong. Anyway, well, leaving school this year, Jim? Yes, sir. What are you doing? I thought, I don't know, nothing planned, sir. And just off the cuff, he said, do you fancy signing for us? I tell you what,
you must have gone through the roof, did you?
I think I would have beat Usain Bolt in a race home then. I used to live up in Llanderf Road. Probably about a mile away. I think I did a world record getting home. Mum, Dad, I've been offered terms on the city, like, so it made everything worthwhile, you know. It's my dream come true. As I said, joined the same time as Phil Dwyer, when we left school in 1969. 3 years in apprentice.
Are they just dropped out of the first division? When did they drop out of the first? Was it about 62, 63?
Early 60s, yes. Yeah. And I remember that. Well, remember that. I think my dad.
Was Dad a regular at watching
him and a couple of lads from work. That was a regular thing. Stopping the butchers for a pint on the way down in Llanderf Road, and then go to the game. And I think I was about 10 when Dad took me down first. I remember he took me down for John Charles's his debut. I think it was Norwich City, if I remember rightly. And he scored some 30-40 yard, a free kick.
Oh, did he?
Over. Kevin Keelan was it, the goalkeeper? Anyway, it was like, nobody had seen shots from that distance type of thing. It was like, wow. But he was, he was like an Adonis on the pitch, you know. He was like, you see him on the cartoons, you know, shoulders over the waist down there. And I said, over the years, he used to come along to the training ground, you know, every now and again, have a chat with Schooler, and he's lovely fella. So as I said, I 15 to 18 apprentice, and 18 then it was make or break. You either got signed on as a pro or you got released. So panicky times. Anyway, I got called in and offered me a 1-year contract as they did to the apprentices. So brilliant, you know. So
what was your first game with the City?
My first Welsh League. I mean, I think my first game was I was 14 and still in school. Played a couple of games for them, and played Welsh League football since I was 15. So I didn't progress. Back in them days, you were running the 3 sides. You had the first team, the reserves, playing in a football combination on basically Wednesday afternoons, and then you had the Welsh League on a Saturday. So as I said, I straight into the Welsh League side and. Played there. I played about 20 games in the reserves, but back in them days it was all seniority, you know, ages, and didn't really have when I got in there, I thought I'd done okay. You know, the coaches said, well done, you've done okay. But then as soon as the senior guy was back, I was out, and got a bit frustrating. Anyway, long story short, it didn't really progress, and then the end of my professional year, it was, once again, it was, make or break, and I got called in, and Jimmy School to release me. So I was, you know, heartbreaking. Obviously, it was the
of course,
end of the dream, so to speak. But then, you know, one door closes, another one opens. I was living home, mum and dad in Llandaff Road, and one day, knock on the door. I opened the door. There's only John Charles at my front door.
Seriously?
Because I knew of him, thank goodness. Otherwise, I would have just melted, you know. And hi, John, what's the matter? Big deep voice, like, you've been released, Jim. Yes, John. What are you doing? I said, I don't know yet. It's a bit sudden, like, you know.
Yeah.
Do you want to come play for me? Oh, I'd love to. Talk money and bloody hell. I didn't even know where he was.
Yeah.
John. Merthyr Town, like.
Yeah.
Oh God, it'd be great. Money was the same money part-time as he was on full-time, so you know, when you look back, you think, blimey, heck.
So was he managing the team then?
He was player manager.
Oh, he was player manager, was he?
I think he was.
That. Yeah.
I think when I was my claim to fame, I think I got a photograph.
Yeah, that's right.
With John. Is myself next to John. I was a young 19-year-old, and then John was in his early 40s, 42, 43. But I tell you what as you can see there, the physique. Yeah. Just unbelievable. He was built like a god. He was as I said, we used to say a freak of nature. And I remember probably, again, the best story ever, I think, was Bill Shankly was on some football programme, and the guy was asking him, name your best 11. And he comes centre half, John Charles. Oh yeah, good choice. And he's Bobby Moore, and he was going through the team. Centre forward, John Charles. I think the commentator was a bit embarrassed, like, how do I pull Mr. Bill Shankly? Hang on, named, Bill, you've named a man twice. Yes, he said. Oh, fair enough. What's the reason for that? He said, well, he was the best centre half and the best centre forward I've ever seen in my life, he said. That's Bill Shankly talking about John Charles. So I remember that, and then, well, I witnessed it, because I said with Merthyr, we were playing in the Southern League, and we used to get some like ding-dong games. And at home.
So was he just, I mean, you know, you've got, let's look at two players. Ronaldo, okay. Ronaldo is a cultured player, okay. He's a self-made man. He's a self-made player, right? Okay. Messi plays off the cuff.
That's it.
Yeah. Messi plays by instinct. Yeah. So John Charles, was he a bit of both, or was he? I mean, what was his? I never saw him play. So what was it? I mean, he looks a cultured player, you know. Yeah.
How can I explain? I'd have to, you know, you say, you can't compare. I think he's probably the only man of the olden era that would survive in today's game. Yeah. Because as I said, he was a big lad. He was brilliant, and he proved a point when he left. He go from Leeds to Roma, or
was it? I don't know. I'm not done up to
they absolutely they adored him out there. It wasn't a done thing in them days. I think there was one. They said it was Jerry Hitchens, wasn't it? He played out in Italy again. That's the name off the top of my head. I'm sure he was. You know, I think, I don't think there were a handful of players that played abroad in
Was he Juventus he played for?
Sorry?
Was it Juventus he played?
That was the main one, I think Roma and Juventus were two sides. I think Roma was at a latter stage, but Juventus, they reckon, the stories. I mean, I got to know Terry, his lad, like, through rugby and what have you. Yeah. And, the stories, and I said the holidays used to have off his back. They go, meet you off the plane, where you're staying. We don't know yet. We haven't got. Don't worry, leave it to us. And Terry used to say free holiday off Dad's name, like, you know. But he was He was.
So Terry was scrum half when he was he scrum half?
No, we got number 8 back row.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, Terry.
What are you thinking of? Yeah.
There's Mel, John's brother Mel. His lads played football.
Yeah, Jeremy, wasn't it? Jeremy.
Jeremy.
He played with the Swans, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, played against him. Yeah, he's a good boy. But going back to John, he was just you know, politely, he was a freak of nature. He was unbelievable, as I said. He used to, if we were at home, he'd play up front, and he was fantastic. If we had a hard game away, he would play what we call now a sweeper. And you know, the back four one, you know, no mugs. There were Dylan John in goals. Carl Slee, who was Barry Hole's nephew, ex-Swansea boy, right back. I was left back. Mel Nurse played for Swansea, and Dougie Rosser, both Swansea boys, and they didn't take any prisoners. They were the centre backs.
I remember those.
Barry Jones, after he broke his leg and after retired, he come back playing, and then Barry was midfield with George Young and Alan Smith, two lads from Newport. So if I don't think they said somebody on his career up front was was a lad from Bristol called Derek Bryant, good boy, good natural goal scorer.
Yeah.
And there was a lad from Cardiff, Nick Dacey, went on to play for PSV Eindhoven, and we'd previously the year previous, we played in a international youth tournament in Coventry, and it was the city of Cardiff were invited. So it was two of us young lads from Cardiff City, because although we were apprentices, we were classed as ground staff boys, so we were still classed as amateurs, if you know what I mean. So anyway, we got invited up. Bobby Brown, the ex-Cardiff City striker, was coach, and Nick Dacey was in the squad there. I hadn't seen him for a couple of years anyway. Played this tournament, we done okay, we didn't win it, but Nick looked a bit warm anyway. One training session, John pulled me to one side. He said, "This lad from Cardiff, Nick Dacey, Jim, do you know of him?" I said, "Yeah, I've heard of him, John." And funny enough, I played with him the other year. And I said, in a tournament, "Is he any good?" I said, "Oh, he's not bad." He said, "Can you get hold of him for me?" Anyway, long story short, he got hold of him. But become that year, him and Derek Bryant, they scored 42 and 43 goals respectively.
Oh, well.
In that same season. Half the goals were made from playing with John. That was just phenomenal.
So was it the Southern League, was it?
Southern League, Southern League's. They finally broke it as what they call South. Yeah. Because some of the trips, I mean, that was one of the reasons I left there. Used to play a lot of midweek games, and obviously you have a half day off work. So what work were you doing then? A bit of everything in them days. I mean, I left the city then, and I went to work. My first little job was in a garage as an apprentice. That's another story. Worked in a garage, helping out somebody who's a panel beater and spraying. But that lasted a couple of months, and I went on the buildings and just moved around a bit, you know. So did you lay any on for John? Did he? Was he prolific? Probably one or two. I mean, I had a good left peg on me and a good left back. Was he a prolific goal scorer in the Southern League? Was he? If he played up, he was at the stage where he was more laying off for people. You know, he was a supplier rather than looking for the goals. But I can always again remember. I think one of the first games, it was a pre-season friendly, that's right. It was a Stansted Cup, it was a cup. And it was, might be Bromsgrove. I know it was the Midland side anyway. We're playing a game, we get a free kick on the halfway line-ish. Of course, John's there, he's up front. And I just, "Where do you want it, John?" Just put it there, anywhere between the 6-yard and a penalty spot. Best you can, but all I remember him saying, "Put it as high as you can." Okay, fair comment. Pinged the ball in. Well, I think we had about 3 or 4 free kicks. 3 he got penalised. And never seen a man lose his temper, but I was probably the closest. Players were, "How do we mark John Charles?" They were doubling up on him. They were. How old was he then? Early 40s. Early 40s, 42, 43. And he was unbelievable. But they were bouncing off him and they're doing everything. Of course, the referee thinking he's giving them that. And he wouldn't have it. And fair play to man, he wouldn't perform or nothing like that. He'd accept it, but it was just, it was an experience. Total experience. And nice off a pitch? Oh, lovely. Just quiet. Quiet guy, basically. You know what I mean? He was quiet, kept himself. Did he like his beer, did he? Or what? He liked that little G&T, G&T is there, That was the thing, I didn't drive at the time, so of course, being in Cardiff, 9 times out of 10, I used to get a lift off John, pick me up the house, drop me back down, but you can imagine you're playing, whenever you're playing away, it's, oh my God, you're the chairman and the board of the other club, like, oh my God, it's John Charles coming in, John, what are you drinking? And, oh, little G&T, and I said we'd all be, if we wait for a coach back, and I think down meeting point used to be something like Simmons Yacht. So the boys would drive there, and then we'd go back, because we'd be away. I said it's a midweek. It's getting late, you know. It's pushing 10, 10:30, and we got to get back. Come on, are we all ready? Yeah, but where's the boss? Where's John? Oh, just finishing off, and that was it. Can't fault the man. Can't fault the man. If they were buying, he was drinking, so you can't fault it. But as I said, it got a bit much on it travelling, and I decided to make a move then. And what happened in Sunday League? Tell me what happened in Sunday League. God. Long story short, I used to have a little turn up with the boys on a Sunday, Fitzallen old boys, all our ex-schoolmates. And we'd just play for fun. We'd be playing Welsh League or whatever standards, and the Sunday League was set up for lads. Basically, we started off, we were working Saturdays, and, you know, so the Sunday League was for them, but it ended up, I think the Sunday League was the strongest league in Cardiff district. Anyway, I hadn't played for 6 weeks. I was working in the post office at the time, at a young family, and so January, there was a lot of overtime on, and you had to take it when you could, you know, 8 till 1 on a Sunday, double time. So I used to apologise, sorry boys, I can't play tomorrow. February, I think we had bad weather. Anyway, this one Saturday, we played Ammanford away. And anyway, I'm in the pub, Phil Cook's in charge of the side. He's running around the Maltings pub in Canton, and so-and-so, you okay for tomorrow? You okay? Phil, I'm all right for tomorrow. Good God, you know, anyway. I'll pick you up, he said, he used to live around the corner from me again. Still didn't drive. Anyway, Sunday morning, lovely morning, sun shining, kit bag ready, 10:30, 11:15, we should kick off 11 o'clock in them days.
Yeah.
Excuse me. 11:15, he's not coming. So I said, oh, I better make a move. He's only over Pontcanna, so I was living in Canton. So a good 10-15 minute walk. I thought, I better make a move. So walks through to Pontcanna, and used to have the list outside. Whoever we were by Fitzam were playing Sears Sports. Billy Waither box is his old side. So I looked at dressing room 5. So opens the door, looked Phil Cook in the eyes, and he just went, I was supposed to pick you up. Yeah, we all had a laugh about it. Oh, I said, don't matter. I threw my kit bag on the floor. I said, I'm here now, I'll have a watch, bit of fresh air, clear my head. And our goalkeeper previously had dislocated his kneecap 2 or 3 weeks previous, so the boys were just taking it into, that's what you do on a Sunday. Just, I'll go in goals this week, you know. It was more for fun than anything. So Dennis Baker, and it was like the advert from Tunes, you know, going goals, Jim, because I'll let the boys down, I'm full up, and I said, shut up, get on with it. No, seriously, I'll let the boys down. I thought, I can't do that. Yeah, I go on in, I said, I'll go in goals. So it starts getting, hurry up then, Jim, hurry up. Yeah, okay. So it gets changed, goes in my kit bag, gets my boots, puts my boots on. And the last thing I remember, going in my bag, picking up my shin pads. I'm only playing in goals, I don't need these, do I? Throw them in my bags, back in my bag, sorry. Anyway, literally kicked off. 20 minutes later, I was in an ambulance going to St David's Hospital. Me and their centre forward, who happened to be a goalkeeper in real life. Yeah. Me as an outfield player playing in goals. We just both went for the ball. I just, instead of being a goalkeeper, going with my hands and get my head kicked in, I went in like a tackle. Yeah. We just both collided. Well, he talking to people later on, and he said, good God, 3 games around us all stopped. Yeah. Good God, what was that? The noise, like the crack. Anyway, it ended up, I broke my tib and fib in three places, 3 clean breaks. Oh, wow. And long story, it was... that was the end of your career? Finished my career, but one little thing about that, I was at Red Lava, the old hospital, and J.P.R. Williams was a houseman. Oh, never. He was, 1978. Yeah. And the first time he came to see me, he looked at my notes as they do, and he sat on the edge of the bed, looked at me, looked at my notes, he said, what's this, football? Yes, I said, I said, no, like I'm talking to J.P.R. Williams. Yeah. No, he said, that wasn't football. He said, you've come off a motorbike, haven't you? Pardon? He said, no, this is not football. So the nurses are giggling behind him, like. And I couldn't help myself. I said, well, I was there. I said, I can assure you it was football. Good gosh, he said, that must be some challenge. I said, it was, of course. I related the story to him then, and he just raised eyebrows and, oh, well. And then I said, I had the operation a couple of days later. It was Harold Richards. I think he was the honorary surgeon to the WRU and the FA, and he came up, I said, 2-3 days after, just coming round, so to speak, and he just dropped a bombshell on me. He said, you never play football again. He said, that's the end of it. And I just sobbed my heart out. I was 24 years of age, as I said. Football was my life. Yeah. and in just one fell swoop, bang, one silly little Sunday morning game, and that was the end of it. But there you go.
That's it. Yeah. So tell us about Wembley.
Oh, Wembley was, as I said, it was just a dream. It was as if we were floating on a cloud. We got selected. We travelled up to London on the Friday. Got put into this hotel. Well, it was just out of this world. But not, you think, you just put in a room and left alone. Oh no, your weekend was planned for you.
Yeah.
I got to put all my itinerary out in my room. It's you had I think it was a guild hall. It was an evening reception.
Yeah.
Players and officials from Wales and guest speakers so and so, and you're having all this fancy food and so we were there, the England team were there, and we'd send the programs around. Everybody was signing, like practicing autographs, like, so we were passing around the tables. That was lovely. Right back straight to bed. Now, boys, big day tomorrow. And coach picked us up, took us to Wembley. We had all information now, what we had to do as you were walking. You don't just walk out on a pitch, have a warm up and that. Oh no, you marched out together.
Yeah.
Wales stood there, England stood there, and you do this, you do that, and then after the game, whatever the result, you walk up the steps, and we were presented with a beautiful plaque. As I said, less said about the game, the better. They put it this way, they got revenge on us.
Yeah.
They beat us 2-0, 3-0, and I think we was just still in awe. It was, you get nervous the first 5-10 minutes, and then you get into the game. I can hold my hands up and say I was nervous for the whole. I think we played 40 minutes each way in them days. Yeah. I was a nervous wreck from the start to finish, but wonderful experience. I had a photograph somebody sent me through the post. One day, opened it up, and it was a picture out of a football magazine, and it was an action shot of me on Wembley.
Oh,
my God!
Oh,
doesn't get better than that. It's like I Jim's telling stories again, but no, honestly, I was there. But it was great. The pitch was dreadful. It was at the time.
Yeah.
I think it was just after they let it out to the show jumping, didn't they? And it just churned it up something terrible. But again, I mean, that's
Yeah. So if you had one memory of football, of your football career, what would it be? That you had to pick one memory, and you had to take it away.
Wembley.
Yeah.
It'd have to be Wembley. It's just, as I said,
there was 75,000 there.
75,000 people there.
Yeah.
I still got the tickets. I think admission was 4 shillings.
Yeah.
Dad and his mate from work, and they took my brother. My brother and my sister? No, I couldn't have done my sister, only a baby. It was 4. We got 4 ticket stubs. It was Wembley, 4 shillings, and April 1969. But as I said, the cream of it was at the end of the game. You went up the steps, so you've been when Bobby Charlton and Bobby Moore have been up the steps and presented with a plaque, and I just never forget that. It's that and the FA Youth Cup final. I mean, it was a bad finish, but. Not bad result, but there we go. It's Wembley. If I had to pick one, it'd be Wembley. You've got professional footballers that represented you, or played and never played at Wembley.
Yes, of course.
A couple of old pros. We'd be talking, and I was doing the Welsh League rounds, and they're all experienced players, and they're talking, and if Wembley ever come up, like, that was my claim to fame. Well, I've played there, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Jim? There's not many people can say that. Not many pros experienced.
Yeah,
you're right there.
Yeah.
Just
brilliant. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good. Jim?
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.